we have a new announcement, Tio, on the
We do.
DI digital interface boards. Of course, we're talking about these little boards. These are the Toads digital interfaces. These little boards, we've had these out for a little while, and we have paired these up with the DI 6. That was for the 6-pin DIN radios like Yaesu, ICOM,
These
etc.
guys.
But we have a new board out, don't we?
We do. And for all of you people who don't have big three Japanese radios and have other radios that are equally as much fun to play with, we got this one.
As you can see, there is a big
Kind
Xiegu logo on it, so that sort of tells
of
you what this
kind of
is.
gives it
This is
away.
this is the DI8, 8-pin daughter board for Xiegu radios. This is compatible with the G90, the G106. What are the other radios?
The X5105, the three radios that Xiegu makes, the G106 and the G90 are current. I believe the 5105 has been discontinued, but still a pretty cool little portable QRP radio. A lot of fun to play with. I need to get one.
You've done some testing and you've done a video, and we'll link it below in the description on setting one of these
Yeah.
up for Xiegu. There is a little bit of setup involved, but if you run through Tio's video, it'll make it all clear and really easy to do.
It's for that video in particular is for doing FT8, but you can do a lot of other digital modes with this board. Anything that requires what they call a sound card mode will work. So FT8 will do, you can do HF APRS, you can do HF WinLink, you can do keyboard CW, receiving, decoding on your screen, as well as sending through apps like FLDigi. It doesn't do rig control or cat control because the Xiegu already has, it comes with a cable for that. So what's the point of doing that again?
And the beauty about this board too is that for those that have 3D printed cases, like this one that I got here from Freddie Mac, it fits perfectly inside because it is, again, a daughter board that plugs directly on the top. So the layout is exactly the same. So you can 3D print yourself. You can join the Toads Discord. There is a Toads DI channel in there where a lot of people have published some of their files for this. But if you've already got those, then they simply plug on with the headers, same layout as you can see there, and away you go. The only thing you will need is an 8-pin male to male plug or cables to connect from the board to your radio.
I was checking Radiodity's website to see if it comes with the 8-pin cable. It does not look like it comes with that cable. But like I said, it's a Apple Talk cable from the 80s. You probably already have one. If you don't, there's a link down in the description. So people talk about audio isolation when it comes to digital modes to keep computer noises out of your radio and radio noises, the noises, not the signal noises, out of your computer. And so we've got these two trim pots on here. These are 30-turn trim pots, so they give you volume control essentially, but they also do provide a little tiny bit of isolation for you.
So if you want to get hold of a DI8, they are live now. There's a link in the description below to purchase from either the USA from temporarily offline or from me, Ham Radio DX in Australia or New Zealand. So they are shipping now. You can also get hold of DI 6s as well. Those are also in stock. We've had quite a few people that have been saying to us recently, hey, are the DI6s in stock? Just check the websites to see if they're in stock, if they are. And if they're not, they're only temporary. We usually try and keep up with stock. Or if you just want to get a digital interface, the sound card board as well, then they are available too. And I've been playing around with this lately as well, building a radioless node. So I've got a video coming out on an all-star radioless node using one of these. So they're very versatile.
Speaking of All-Star, that's kind of where this thing came from. I've got one right here. They used to call it the USB sound fob, and you're supposed to put all this candy and everything on it. And you can see that it's got these little flying wires connected directly to that chip that is surface mounted to the board. And that was near impossible. It took me, 4 or 5 of these before I gave up, and Hayden just brought one all the way from Australia on an airplane in his carry-on luggage for me. And so that was the origin, the birth story of this guy here, was to get you something you could tinker with, something that had the pin headers on it so that you could, instead of trying to solder directly to the little surface mount part, now you can just use regular DuPont wires and plug in. And then from there, it was kind of natural to do the DI6 and now to do the DI8 that plugs in on top of it. And you can do all of that tinkering still with, breadboards and whatnot, or you can just get one that's already done and solder it up. Or in my, I don't know if you do this, but I also offer the soldering on my store. I haven't put the line item up yet, but send me an email and we'll talk about it.
So these boards were designed for tinkering with like larger mobile type of radios. But what about if you got a handheld radio? Well, that's where we've got the AIOC, the all-in-one cable. Now, Tio's holding up one there. These things have been around for a little while, and we've got these in stock on the store as well. And offer these for those who want to use these for programming. You can use also these with a different firmware for a All-Star node.
Yeah, it's all again in the spirit of tinkering. You can take this and adapt it. Right now, it's got a K connector on it, which works with like Baofeng radios and all the radios that have the K connector. But I've also seen where you can just solder some wires up to a TRRS plug and connect to like a Xiegu radio or something like that. So these ones here are good for more than just digital sound card modes. They're also good for programming a large majority of radios out there. There are some radios where the programming chip is in the radio instead of in the plug, and there are some radios where it's not. So the ones where the chip is in the plug, this will work. The ones where the chip is in the radio, you can't have two chips that do the same thing in the same line. But this will do programming on your Baofangs. It'll do APRS and WinLink and All-Star on your Baofangs as well. So Hayden and I developed this together, and if you want to see how I did my first testing after Hayden did the board design, I'll leave that video linked for you at the end right here.